Shift gears to New York City as a Venezuelan migrant that was at the center of that viral moment in Aurora, Colorado during the apartment takeover has been busted in the Big Apple. And I want to put up a post from Kristi Noem, who was on the ground there in New York City, saying arresting some criminal aliens this morning in NYC. Thank you to the brave officers that have been involved as we are following it. The crackdown on this immigration and the arrests of numerous people, over 1,000 yesterday, including this wanted suspect there in New York. We're going to be joined on the ground by Fox 5's Lisa Evers. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. What can you tell us about what went down today?
Well, Andy, this is a very fast-moving situation, as you can imagine, and the developments are coming fast and furious. What happened here early this morning at the apartment building that you see right behind me is that a multi-agency task force, including NYPD Special Ops, arrested an individual wanted for very serious crimes in Colorado as well as here in New York that involve kidnapping, assault, gun charges, we're told, and many, many other charges. They went into the apartment, they brought him out, and this comes as Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who was on the ground right here on these very streets early this morning with the agents and the officers. She said this just a short time ago.
We do have some challenges, and the world is a dangerous place. And we've got dangerous, evil foreign governments that want to take us down. We will be the first line of defense for anybody that's in the American homeland.
Now, the Homeland Security Secretary tweeted that she was live in New York as this heavily armed multi-agency task force executed the first round of takedowns of alleged criminal migrants for deportation. She says the criminal alien accused of kidnapping, assault, and burglary was removed from a first-floor apartment on Ogden Avenue in the Highbridge section of the Bronx early this morning. Signs of the forced entry were evident in the building, and especially at the doorways. Residents tell us that he was this suspect, one of 15 migrants who were squatters in a one-bedroom apartment that they took over and turned into what neighbors say was a noisy hub for criminal activity, including drug use and prostitution. Agents from the various federal agencies, including the DEA, participated, heavily armed and ready for any possible challenge. Here's what some of the neighbors told us.
I mean, I was planning on calling ICE, to be honest with you, so they got here before I was able to call them.
I don't think it's right that they just, taking people out of the comfort zone and just trying to place them back where they came from.
It's not that surprising me because the president just passed the law, so wherever they know there's something bad, they're just going to come for it.
Now, law enforcement sources are telling me that this was just one of more than 20 targeted takedowns. They said these are very specific individuals that they're going after, and that ICE actually has lists of criminal suspects, people with their names, with what they've allegedly done or what they have been arrested for. Many of those, of course, in New York City were initially arrested by the NYPD. That's one of the reasons why Mayor Adams said, despite New York City being a sanctuary city, there's no sanctuary here for criminals, and that's why he instructed and directed the NYPD to work, as they have so many times in the past, through various task force with the federal agencies that are involved in this, of course, led by Homeland Security investigations. So we've also just learned just a short time ago, Andy, that these targeted arrests, they don't want to call them sweeps because they're very specific about which individuals they're going after, are already beginning in Westchester County. Warrants were issued for 2 individuals in a very small small town in Westchester County called Sleepy Hollow. So they know who they want, they know what they want them for, and they really are going after, apparently, from what we've been able to tell, after the worst of the worst, Andy. But that's the latest here from Ogden Avenue and what's called the Highbridge section of the Bronx. We're just up a hill from Yankee Stadium, but a lot going on here. And I would have to say most of the residents we talked with supported the activity because they don't understand how these people just moved in, took over that apartment, and basically turned it into a living hell for the residents that had to go past them and to their apartments that they were paying for day in and day out. Andy?
Yeah, that is a good report, and of course interesting when you look at it, because this was a member of that Tren de Aragua gang that Trump had mentioned time and time again on the campaign trail. And you mentioned that these are targeted crackdowns going after some of the worst migrants there that are potentially in this country illegally. Do people in New York pay attention to what's going on in Aurora, Colorado? Because that was such a big national story. Did the people there in the apartment complex potentially know that this individual was also involved in what happened in Colorado?
I don't think so, Andy, just from what we were able to talk with them about, but they were very shocked. You know, the pattern is similar. It's like you take over the apartment, you run whatever kind of criminal activities that you're running, and that they had so many people in there and that this went on for months and months. One man we talked to, who we just showed you a couple of minutes ago, he said that he has a one-month-old or one-year-old baby. They would have to walk past these people. They were out in front smoking marijuana all day long, all night long, all kinds of activities going on. Young girls going in and out, a very questionable situation, and people had really had enough because this is a modest income, low income neighborhood. A lot of working people just really struggling to get by, pay their rent, feed their families, and try to get a leg up on the economic situation. So they were very upset that these people just basically moved in. You can see, wait, let me, Christian, can you show him we can't really see here because it's kind of dark here, but the windows are covered with black plastic bags. That's the apartment that they were in. I mean, imagine 15 people in a one-bedroom apartment, Andy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is very crazy, and great reporting there as always. It's so very interesting to hear the perspectives of some of these neighbors and just what they are saying, as they were clearly upset that these individuals were there as well, and now they are gone after being busted there by ICE. All right, Lisa, thank you so much. Great reporting as always from New York.
Okay, thanks, Andy.